Hey guys, this is John with Streamline Support, and in today's video we're going to review the check-in process using Greater Giving's GoTime product. Before I get started, this video is not endorsed or approved by Greater Giving and is only for the use of Streamline Support clients, employees, contractors, or volunteers who might be working at an event that Streamline Support's involved with. So we're going to start with the check-in attendee. I should also mention that this screen we're looking at here is what we call the dashboard. So if I click on check-in attendee, for instance, and I need to get back to my home screen, I can click on dashboard up here in the top right. And I'm going to switch this into full screen mode. Okay, so we click on dashboard to go back to the home screen. We see check-in, sales, checkout. We'll get to those in separate videos, but for now we're worried about check-in. So as the guests come up and are checking into the event, we're going to ask them for their last name. So it's important to ask them for their name. Everybody should be ideally pre-registered and be in the system under their last name. So let's say that the name was McDonald, and there we have Maria McDonald. So we see her there with the bid number assigned, and this little icon indicates that she's set up as an individual supporter. Greater Giving calls anybody who's associated with your event a supporter, and there's three types of supporters. There's individuals, households, and businesses. You can also have members of households, and we'll take a look at that in just a sec. But for now, we've selected Maria here. I should also mention that as you are looking up names, you want to type slowly and try to type as little of their name as possible in order to find them. So the rule is less is more. And the reason I say you want to type slowly is this is a web-based system. So if I typed very quickly and the system was not able to catch up with me, let's see if I can get it. There we go. So by typing too quickly and hitting enter on the keyboard, get this pop-up screen, which is what we would want to do if we were trying to set up a new supporter in the system. But in this case, we're trying to find an existing supporter. So again, we're going to type McDonald, and Maria is the person who's checking into the event, and we pull it up there and we see her name populated. If your job is to confirm and update contact information, you can click on this guest info button here, and you will see places for mailing address, phone numbers, emails, etc. So depending on what the organization has asked you to do, you may need to update this information. My little trick when I'm checking people in and I'm confirming this is I will say, are you still on 6th Avenue? And I have your phone number ending in 5513 as an example. So, you don't have to read back all the information to them. You're just trying to quickly confirm that what they have on file is correct. So in this case, we're going to check Maria in. So we go to step 2. Now this is an existing event, so this check-in box has already been checked, and that just indicates that she has come through the line. I should also mention that if you're just trying to get phone numbers and emails, you can click on details here on step 2, and you have a place to update the mobile phone and email there a little more quickly than clicking on guest info tab. If this line were blank, you could potentially, this is their admission, which is required if you're going to do table assignments, group assignments, or meal assignments. So if somebody was in here or if you're on step 2 and you don't see anything here, that means they just didn't have an admission assigned to them. That might be fine. But if you did need to sell someone an admission, you would do it here. And this would show you the various tickets that you have available to you. You can change the quantity and sell them that. There's also this use existing button, which if, let's say, a business had purchased a bunch of tickets, or someone had bought a bunch of tickets and they hadn't been assigned, you could look up the purchaser here and it would show you some unassigned admissions if they were available, so that you could assign them to the person you're checking in. But ideally, they have an admission and they have their table assignment and etc. There's also a complimentary ticket you could sell too. And the guest info button is the same thing that you saw in step 1. Check-in step 3 is where we would ask the guests for the credit card. So our preferred language is, what card will you be using tonight, or what card will you be using for bidding tonight, rather than asking them if they would like to swipe a credit card. So the question is not, do they want to swipe a credit card? It's, what credit card would they like to use? If they would like to swipe a credit card for express checkout, or credit cards are required, you'll click on swipe card. You'll have a credit card reader attached to your computer or potentially an iPad. You'll swipe the card, and if it reads it successfully, it will just close this window and you'll see the credit card information displayed here. If the credit card does not work, in the sense that the stripe is no longer working, you can click type manually here and you can enter in the number manually. So you just want to be very careful that you're doing that accurately if you have to do that. So once we have the credit card information in here, we're just going to click next. It's going to take us back to step 1. And from this point, I just want to talk about a couple of different things. So I mentioned there are individuals and households. So if you're checking in a household, so here we have Bobby and Mort Topfer. You'll notice there's some duplicates in here. That's pretty common, but we're mainly looking for the record that has the bid number assigned, assuming you're not assigning bid numbers at check-in. So you also have this option down here where it says show me only supporters with a bid number. Sometimes that's helpful to just clean this list up so you're not seeing all those duplicates. You're just seeing the ones with the bid numbers. So that's what a household looks like. I should also mention that if you are updating contact info, again, when you click on guest info, you have, if a household has 2 members, which typically is a couple, you're going to have a details area for the household itself, and then you have details for each member of that household. In general, when you're checking in a household, you'll just update the household information. One more scenario is where you have a member of the household that has been assigned the bid number, but the household has not been assigned the bid number. So if I can find someone here where that is the case, and it doesn't look like I have one available to me in this particular database, but long story short, if you get that scenario, the screen will pop up a little warning saying, do you want to check in the member of the household, or just, let's see if I change this to, there we go. So I have myself set up in here, and this is the screen you're going to get. You can just close this, actually. All we care about is that the person here has the bid number, and in this case, I'll assign that bid number to me. Oh, that's already in use. Can't assign a bid number to more than one person. So again, looking up, if I was checking in myself and I was a member of a household, I could either choose just the member, or I could just close this. The important thing is it's all about the bid number. And finally, I just want to touch on a couple of reasons why you might not be finding a name. So if you know that everyone's pre-registered, you should be able to find their name in the system. But you want to look out for spaces or dashes in names, or apostrophes, to try and find the guest that you're looking for in the system. So that's it. That's kind of the basics of checking people in using GoTime. And the next video will be on entering sales.